Water Infrastructure Act of 2018. This important bill authorizes water infrastructure projects that benefit almost every state in the country. I want to thank every member of Congress who helped pass this crucial legislation. I especially want to thank Senators John Boozman, John Barrasso, Ben Cardin, Tom Harper. See, we have bipartisan on this one, folks. Don't be shocked. We'll probably have a lot more over the years. And Representatives Jeff Denham, Garrett Graves, Greg Harper, and Greg Walden. Thank you all very much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
President.
fellas. Appreciate it. Thanks also to Assistant Secretary of the Army for Civil Works, R.D. James, for joining us, and to the Commanding General of the Army Corps of Engineers, Todd Semonite. Thank you very much, fellas. Appreciate it. Good job. As a candidate, I called for a great rebuilding of America's crumbling infrastructure. Today, we're taking another major step toward that goal. Very important. This bill authorizes needed funding and tools to enhance our coastal ports, reduce flood risks, restore ecosystems, upkeep our inland waterways, which are in deep, deep trouble, but they won't be for very long, upgrade our dams, hydropower, and irrigation systems, and improve drinking water treatment, storage, and delivery. With this legislation, we will also better protect American communities from hurricanes and storms. And I'm particularly proud that this legislation extends a requirement that protects and projects supported by the drinking water, state revolving fund use, construction materials, all made in the USA, which is a good thing. I love to hear that. We all love to hear that. Under this administration, we're living by two simple but very important rules: Buy American and Hire American. After years of rebuilding other nations, we are finally rebuilding our nation. And as far as infrastructure goes, I have a feeling that the two gentlemen on my left, two great senators, they happen to be Democrats, we're going to be doing a lot of infrastructure together. I really feel that you want it, and we want it. We feel very strongly about it. I think we're going to do a lot of infrastructure. This is a beginning, okay? And I know how badly you want it on your side, too. So with that, again, I'd like to thank you all, and maybe I'll ask a few of you to say a few words. Would you like to say, John?
Well, yes, thank you very much, Mr. President, for your leadership on this. You called for this in the State of the Union. We have delivered in a big bipartisan way. The House and the Senate working together for infrastructure. This is a significant piece of legislation. This is good for our communities. It's good for the country. It's good for the economy, as well as good for the environment. So thanks for your leadership, Mr. President.
Well,
thank you.
Very much.
Appreciate
thank
it.
You, John. Appreciate it very much. Please. Come on.
Bill, thank you so much. This is not glamorous, but it really is one of the underpinnings of our economy. 40% of the agriculture products in Arkansas are exported. Most of that goes to the inland waterways and then throughout our ports and harbors. So as the President mentioned, again, this is a very bipartisan effort and something that we can all be very, very proud of.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Senator, please.
I'm Tom Carper, and I approve of this message. I don't care if I can just add very
Go ahead,
quickly.
please.
I'm from a little state, Mr. President, Delaware. And for us and for Delmarva, where Ben and I are from, we have great concerns with the quality of our drinking water. And this legislation goes a long ways toward a partnership, furthering a partnership between the state and the federal government to provide more clean drinking water for people to drink. Also, we have beaches and all up and down the East Coast. We have beaches that would concern the West Coast. We want to make sure that they continue to be there. They can be part of our economy, part of our tourism industry. And the last thing, we want to make sure that our ports are getting the kind of attention that they deserve, and they have the support from the Army Corps of Engineers. This fellow right here, Mr. President, R.D. James, the Assistant Secretary for the Army, has been a terrific partner, as the General, in helping to craft this legislation. People say to me all the time back home, they say, why don't you guys work together? Why don't you work together to get something done? Well, we have, and it's good stuff.
That's great. Thank you, Senator. Ed?
Well, Mr. President, first, let me thank the leadership of our committee. The Environment and Public Works Committee worked in a very bipartisan manner to produce an extremely important bill. For the people of Maryland, this means jobs. It means cleaner water. It's good for the Chesapeake Bay. It's good for our economy, and I'm proud of our accomplishments.
Thank you. Thank you very much, fellas. Please, Greg.
Well, Mr. President, thank you for your support of this, and to my colleagues as well. At the Energy and Commerce Committee, we did a lot of work bipartisan way to reauthorize the Safe Drinking Water Act. First time in 20 years that's been done. This is the partnership we're all speaking about to clean up our water, so when a mom pours a glass of water for a kid, you know it's going to be safe. You also have disaster relief in here for my Klamath Basin farmers who have been through an enormous drought. We deeply appreciate that. And there's hydropower streamlining for licensing so we can get clean, carbon efficient, carbon neutral hydropower in existing facilities in an expedited way.
Well, and unrelated, I want to thank you, Greg, for all of the work, and I think every one of you, all of the work that you did on Right to Try. That's a very powerful thing that we signed. We're getting, I have received more thank yous for Right to Try. You all know what it is. It's a phenomenal thing, and Greg, you really headed it up. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. This certainly goes right along with the executive order that you signed on Friday, helping us to bring more water to California. The new Water Act, which is a part of this legislation, will actually have the upfront financing so we can start building Shasta, Temperance Flat, and sites, some of these big reservoirs that have been on the drawing board for decades now. We can finally get them done under this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great job, and we will get that done in California. What's going to happen? We're just about set from a federal level. The state has to get moving, and you'll get them moving. I know you will. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Greg Harper from Mississippi. I just want to thank you for your continued support. This has been an emphasis of what you have been standing for our infrastructure, and the safe drinking water is critical across the country. So this is a great step. We thank you for your support.
Well, thank you very much. And I just noticed a major celebrity is in the room, Pastor Andrew Brunson, standing next to our great Vice President. And Andrew, just come here. Great. We really appreciate everything. You've been through a lot, and we appreciate it, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all you did for us. We're very grateful.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Appreciate it very much. Would you like to say something? You guys have done a
Yes,
great
I
job.
would, sir. I'd like to thank you and these fine gentlemen of the Congress for passing a bill that I can now use along with General Semonite to get the good work of this country done. We have to balance water supply, recreation, flood control, navigation, hydropower, along with many other items, sometimes out of the same reservoir. With this legislation, we're more apt to be able to do that than we were before you sign it, sir.
Thank you very much. Great job. And I'm going to see you later because we're talking about something on the border. We're looking at something on the border to give us a hand. And if you guys can't do it, then nobody can, right?
Yes, sir.
Please, would you like to say something?
Sir, I think this is a great example of where the entire federal government has really stepped up here to be able to help take care of the people in the infrastructure. It's everybody working together. It's requirements that come from the bottom up, but it's unbelievable support from the administration and from Congress. And this is where almost 99% everybody bought into this particular bill. And it's what we need to do as the Corps of Engineers is to be able to have that support. So now we go down there and to turn dirt, we're able to put some products in the ground and be able to make America an awful lot stronger.
Thank you very much. With that voice, you should be a politician. Say, whoa, that's pretty good. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Mr. President, thank you. Garrett Grace from South Louisiana. Was here 2 weeks ago when you signed disaster reform legislation into law, and it was major reform.